Welcome to Impressive Cleaning Solutions. My name is Blessing and I'm the founder and director of Impressive Cleaning Solutions. Whether you've recently joined us as a new employee or an existing employee, I hope your experience working with us is positive and rewarding. We're happy that you've decided to join us here at Impressive Cleaning Solutions, and we look forward to a happy and long, successful business relationship as we work together to improve the skills and customer service within our business. This induction video is designed to introduce you to our company. It will set out the rules and regulations, policies and procedures relating to your employment here at Impressive Cleaning Solutions. If you require any further clarification or additional information, please see any of the management or our human resource team, and they will be happy to answer any questions that you have. My wife and I established the business in March of 2017. And when we started, our goal was to build a business that offered first-class cleaning solutions to businesses on the Gold Coast, Brisbane, and to grow in other states and territories. Ever since we've started the business, everything we do, when we go out, when we meet clients, we always want everything we do to be impressive. So that is why we picked the name Impressive Cleaning Solutions, because we wanted our customers and our clients and employees to be impressed by everything we do. One of the things that I believe that set us apart from other cleaning businesses are the core values that we have, which have really built us as a business. And these include integrity, humility, growth, and respect for our fellow workers. And it is my wish that you, the employee, and the employer, and any other parties that we have value these. Our business provides cleaning services and products to clients that have corporate buildings, shopping centers, educational facilities, and apartment buildings.
Joining the employer. Your employment is subject to an initial probationary period, as set out in your contract of employment. During this period, your work performance and general suitability will be assessed, and if it is satisfactory, your employment will continue. However, if your performance is not up to the required standard, or you are generally unsuitable, the employer may either take remedial action or terminate your employment at any time prior to confirmation of your employment. We reserve the right not to apply full capability and disciplinary procedures during your probationary period. At the commencement of your employment, you will receive training for your specific job. As your employment progresses, your role may be extended to encompass new activities within the business. You are expected to participate in any training deemed necessary for you to perform your role at the required standards. The employer has a policy of encouraging its employees to undertake training to advance their career to both the benefit of the employer and the individual. This includes assisting with the costs of training in accordance with any specific agreements for training, the training agreement. However, in the event of termination of your employment, for whatever reason, the employer will seek reimbursements of the owing costs. At the start of your employment, you are required to complete an induction for both general and site, during which all our policies and procedures, including health and safety, will be explained to you. Amendments may be made to your job description from time to time in relation to the employer's changing needs and your own ability. Whenever necessary, you will transfer to alternative sites or duties within the employer's business. During holiday periods, for example, it may be necessary for you to take over other duties normally performed by colleagues. This flexibility is essential for operational efficiency, as the type and volume of work is always subject to change. It is a condition of your employment that you are prepared, whenever applicable, to travel to any other of our sites within a reasonable traveling distance. This mobility is essential to the smooth running of the employer. During your employment, you are required to immediately report to the employer any convictions or offenses with which you are charged. Salaries and wages. Salaries are paid fortnightly. Your pay cycle runs from Monday to Sunday over a 2-week period, and pays are processed on Monday. Pays will be automatically deposited on a Tuesday electronically into the bank account details provided to the employer. You will receive a pay slip showing how the total amount of your pay has been calculated. It will also show the deductions that have been made and the reasons for them. For example, tax, superannuation, and other agreed deductions. Any pay queries that you may have should be raised with the Human Resources Department. If you are overpaid for any reason, the total amount of the overpayment will normally be deducted from your next payment. If this would cause hardship, arrangements may be made for the overpayment to be recovered over a longer period. At the end of each tax year, you will be given a payment summary statement showing the total pay you have received during that year and the amount of deductions for tax and other matters. You should keep this document in a safe place, as you may need to produce them for tax purposes. Pay is reviewed annually. However, there was no guarantee of an increase in your pay as a result of a review. You must attend work punctually at the time specified in your employment contract, or as otherwise agreed by management. You are required to comply strictly with any time recording procedures relating to your work. All absences due to illness must be notified in accordance with the sickness reporting procedures set out in the Employee Handbook. Lateness or unauthorized absence may result in disciplinary action or dismissal. If there is a temporary shortage of work for any reason, we will try to maintain your continuity of employment. With your agreement, we may place you on short-time working or alternatively, temporary leave. If you are placed on short-time working, your pay will be reduced according to the time actually worked. If you are placed on leave, you will receive no pay. You will be paid superannuation in accordance with the employer's statutory obligations. Annual leave entitlements and conditions. Annual leave in accordance with the National Employment Standards, unless otherwise stated in your contract of employment. Your entitlement to paid annual leave accrues over the course of your employment. Full-time employees are entitled to 4 weeks of paid annual leave for each year of continuous service. Part-time and fixed-term employees are entitled to this entitlement upon a pro rata basis. Casual employees are not entitled to paid annual leave. Annual leave accrues and will be credited to you progressively throughout the year. It is the employer's policy to encourage you to take all your holiday entitlements in the current year. You should give at least 2 weeks' notice of your intention to take annual leave of a week or more, and 1 week's notice is required for the odd single days. You must complete the leave request form and have it signed by management before you make any firm holiday arrangements. Annual leave dates will normally be allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, whilst ensuring that operational efficiency and appropriate staffing levels are maintained throughout the year. Your annual leave pay will be at your normal basic pay unless shown otherwise in your contract of employment. The employer may choose to shut down over the Christmas/New Year period. If we do, you're required to reserve sufficient days from your annual leave entitlement to cover the Christmas/New Year shutdown period. If you have not accrued sufficient holiday entitlement to cover this period, you will be given unpaid leave of absence. Your entitlement to public holidays is in accordance with the National Employment Standards, unless otherwise stated in your individual contract of employment. Please refer to your employment contract for your standard working hours or as otherwise agreed by management. An employee working at any site may be issued with a registered key. This key allows you access into the client's sites. This key is your responsibility, and for whatever reason the key is misplaced, please contact management. If you find that you are the last person to leave the client's site, please take on duty of care and ensure the site is securely locked. Personal leave. You are entitled to be paid for personal leave in accordance with the NES, unless otherwise stated in your contract of employment. Your entitlement to paid personal leave accrues over the course of your employment. Full-time employees are entitled to 10 days of paid personal leave for each year of continuous service. part-time, and fixed-term employees are entitled to this entitlement upon a pro-rata basis. Casual employees are not entitled to paid personal leave. Personal leave accrues and will be credited to you progressively throughout the year. You are entitled to take personal leave because you are not fit for work due to a personal illness or personal injury affecting you, or to provide care or support to a family member of your immediate family or a member of your household who requires your care and support because of a personal injury or illness affecting the member, or a sudden or unexpected emergency affecting the member. If your entitlement to personal leave is exhausted, you may take 2 days unpaid carer's leave for each occasion when a member of your immediate family or a member of your household requires your care and support because of a personal injury or illness affecting the member, or a sudden or unexpected emergency affecting the member. You must notify the employer by telephone, either phone call or text message, at least 2 hours before your usual start time. Emails are not an acceptable method of notification. Other than in exceptional circumstances, notification should be made personally to management. Where management is unavailable, you should endeavor to contact another member of the management team, or alternatively, contact the human resources representative. You should try to give an indication of your expected return date and notify the employer as soon as possible if this date changes. The notification procedures should be followed on each day of absence unless you are covered by a medical certificate. If your incapacity extends to more than 5 days, you are required to notify us of your continued incapacity once a week thereafter, unless otherwise agreed. The employer may require sufficient evidence to support your personal/carer's leave for each absence. In particular, a medical certificate or statutory declaration is required if you take 2 or more days leave or take a single day on either side of a public holiday or annual leave. The employer may also request that you provide sufficient evidence for these purposes where it is considered that you have taken excessive personal leave or demonstrated patterns of leave. If you fail to provide a medical certificate or statutory declaration in accordance with the above, you may not be paid for your absence and may be subject to disciplinary action. You should notify management as soon as you know on which day you will be returning to work, if this differs from a date of return previously notified. If you have been suffering from an infectious or contagious disease, or illness such as rubella or hepatitis, you must not report for work without clearance from your own doctor. On return to work after any period of personal leave, you may be required to attend a return-to-work interview to discuss the state of your health and fitness for work. Information arriving from such an interview will be treated with the strictest confidence. Submission of a medical certificate may not always be regarded as sufficient justification for accepting your absence. Sickness is just one of the many reasons for absence, and although it's understandable that if you are sick you may need time off, continual or repeated absence through non-genuine reasons may not be acceptable to the employer. Deciding whether your absence is acceptable, the employer will consider the reasons for your absences and extent of them, including any absence caused by sickness/injury. We cannot operate with an excessive level of absence, as all absences, for whatever reasons, reduces the employer's ability to operate successfully. The employer will not tolerate any non-genuine absences, and any such instances will result in disciplinary action being taken. If considered necessary, we reserve the right to ask your permission to contact your doctor and/or for you to be independently medically examined. Other leave. Please refer to the Employee Handbook for our parental leave and pay policy. Full-time and part-time employees are entitled to 2 days paid compassionate leave for each occasion when a member of your immediate family or a member of your household contracts or develops a personal illness that poses a serious threat to their life, or sustains a personal injury that poses a serious threat to their life, or dies. You are entitled to long service leave in accordance with the relevant laws of the state in which you are employed. Long service leave should be taken as soon as reasonably practicable after you become entitled to it. Please refer to the Employee Handbook for our Community Service Leave Policy. Circumstances may arise where you need time off for medical/dental appointments or for other reasons. Where possible, such appointments should be made outside normal working hours. If this is not possible, time off required for these purposes may be granted at the discretion of management and will normally be without pay.